Ilan Pape, the ethnic cleansing of Palestine. The village of Sirin. Sirin was occupied on 12 May 1948. It lay near Baizan, on one of the Ziftilik's lands. Historically, these lands, at times referred to as Madawar lands, were nominally under the Ottoman Sultan's title, but were cultivated by Palestinian farmers. Sirin grew into a thriving community around the burial place, Makam, of a Muslim holy man named Saih ibn Sirin. The terrain in that part of Palestine is tough and the summers are unbearably hot. And yet, the habitation that developed around the Makam and the nearby springs, 3 kilometers away, resembled that of villages endowed with a much better climate and an endless flow of fresh water. Animals carried the water from the wells, and diligent farmers used it to turn the rugged land into a small Garden of Eden. Sirin was an isolated community as it was unreachable by car, but outsiders who did frequent the village single out the particular style of the buildings there. Sirin's houses were made of volcanic black stones mixed with clay, and the roofs were covered with intertwined layers of wood and bamboo. Sirin was noted as a fine example of the collective system of land sharing to which the villagers adhered, dating back to the Ottoman period, and here had survived both the capitalization of the local agriculture and the Zionist drive for land. It boasted three rich bustans, gardens with fruit trees, and olive groves, which spread out over 9,000 cultivated dunam of land out of 17,000. The land belonged to the village as a whole, and the size of the family determined its share in the crops and territory. Sirin was also a village that had all the right connections. The main family, the Zu B, had been promised immunity by the Jewish agency because they belonged to a collaborative clan. Mubarak al-Hajj al-Zubi, the Mukhtar, a young, well-educated man with close connections to the opposition parties, was a friend of the Jewish mayor of Haifa, Sabtai Levi, from the time they had both worked in Baron Rothschild's company. He was sure his 700 villagers would be exempt from the fate of the nearby villages. But there was another clan in the village, the Hamula of Abu al-Hijah, who were more loyal to the ex-Mufti al-Hajj Amin al-Husayni and his national party. According to the 1943 Haganah village file on Sirin, it was the presence of this clan that doomed the village. The file noted that in Sirin, 10 members of the Abu al-Hijah had participated in the 1936 revolt and that none of them was arrested or killed and kept their 10 rifles. The village suffered from time to time from the animosity between the two main Hamulas, but as everywhere in Palestine, matters improved after the Great Revolt, and by the end of the Mandate, the village had put behind it the rift that tore it apart during the rebellious days of the 1930s. Sirin's Mukhtar hoped that the village's immunity would be further ensured by the presence of a small Christian clan that had an excellent relationship with the rest of the people. One of them was the village teacher who, in his class of 40 children, educated the next generation without any prejudice to politics or clannish affiliations. His best friend was Shaykh Muhammad al Mustafa, the Imam in the local mosque and the guardian of the Christian church and monastery that were also located inside the village. Within a few short hours, this microcosm of religious coexistence and harmony was laid waste. The villagers did not put up a fight. The Jewish troops gathered the Muslims of both clans and Christians together and ordered them to start crossing the river Jordan to the other side. They then demolished the mosque, the church, and the monastery, together with all the houses. Soon all the trees in the bustans had withered away and died. Today, a cactus head surrounds the rubble that was Syrian. Jews never succeeded in repeating the success of the Palestinians in holding on to the tough soil in the valley, but the springs in the vicinity are still there, an eerie sight as they serve no one.